Hey, what's going on? What's up, everybody? It's John. What's up? What's going on, everybody? I was gonna say it's Monday. Feels like Monday. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, March 22nd. Can you guys hear me okay? There we go. Anywho, I'm John. This is Jon Does. This is episode 114. 114. I've done a lot of these episodes so far. That's great. That is great. Hope you guys are all enjoying your week so far. I have, before we get started with everything, don't forget to check out wilddinosaur.com. It's the best place to support the channel. I'm gonna talk about some stuff here after this little pitch, but regarding the website. But go check it out. There's some cool stuff there. I've got all my art posted there. There's links to music videos. Excuse me, I was just turning my headphones up. And my audio looks okay. Yeah. Audio looks okay. I did do a mic check too, but whatever. WildDinosaur.com is the best place to support the channel. I'm wearing one of my shirts right now. Hold on, let me stand up. This is one of mine. This one's called Big Chief. I got this on a white t-shirt. It looks great. There's other colors I don't remember. Each product has varying degrees of colors that there's options for. There's like heather colors and solid colors, so go check it out, see if there's anything you like. The other place right down here at the bottom, right there at the bottom, that's Wild Dinosaur on Instagram. That's where I'm doing a lot of other promotional stuff. You guys get quite a bit of stuff here on my YouTube channel. You know, these shows, I get to shoot the shit with y'all every week about various stuff, and Fridays I have guests sometimes, Pat sometimes on, or people calling in, and so you do get some good stuff here. This is as much video content as I can give you on the YouTube channel, but the Instagram that I run, my Wild Dinosaur Instagram, you get some of that other stuff too. You get, let's see, there's a little bit of crossover when it comes to like shorts and stories and stuff like that. I've been doing those, what do you call them? I call them like conspiracy videos, but they're the real history of this, that, or the other. What was the one I did this? Yeah, that was the real history of the making of the movie of Titanic, or the movie Titanic. That was the latest one. There, I do post those up as stories and reels on Instagram too. But you also get, following me on Instagram, you get an idea of the still art that I'm making. I guess I do. I've never really called myself a graphic designer because I don't think I'm a graphic designer, but I've used Photoshop for over a decade, and I like making stuff in there. A lot of the times it's like weird science fiction landscapey stuff, or astronauts with skeleton heads, things like that. And Instagram is where all of those images go up first. So when I'm done with an image, which I might have some pretty soon, they go up on Instagram, so you can see all the stuff that I'm doing there. That's not just video content. You get music. There's some music stuff up there. I promote all my art on as many platforms as I have, which is like a couple. There's so many platforms I don't use. But I do utilize the two big ones for me are, aside from my own website, that's not really a platform, that's just a website. That's my platform. I used YouTube here and Instagram. Those are my main ones. I do have a Facebook, but come on, it's Facebook, guys. So yeah, go follow me there. There's a lot of stuff coming. And I guess I'll just start getting into some of that stuff. I've talked about wanting to do new designs for the shop, which I do have one design right now. I work in these weird patterns where I have like or I'll come up with or something. One way of making art will hit me, and then I'll make a bunch of those things. I have, oh my God, I have so many projects. I have so much music that I've been talking about. There's one thing I'm really, really thinking about leaning into in regards to the music that I'm making. But the design stuff, I got into, if you've seen shoot, I don't have it in here anymore. No, I don't. If you've seen the last design that I did for the New Pants 2 album cover, I have some more stuff like that, similar to that style of art. I've been working on some stuff that way, but I also have come across a new form for myself. I'm not saying this is anything groundbreaking or anything, but I have come up with a new way of doing some of the I don't even know how to say this. If you're familiar with any of my art, there's a couple of them that I'll lean into. There's the Wish You Were Here and Family Vacation. Those are both. I think those in my head. I think I started making those. I think based on the landscape part, and then added the astronaut stuff a little bit later. I like making landscapes. I've always been not always, I guess, but I'm kind of inspired by old style like matte paintings in movies, which if you're not familiar with matte paintings, you check some of that out. I mean, like if you watch Star Wars, the original Star Wars, there would be like, for example, there's that scene with like Obi-Wan sneaking into the Death Star, and he's in a room where it's like he's on the platform and he's like sneaking around this like giant cylinder thing while there's some like stormtroopers that walk by or something like that. That was filmed in an area where like the drop was like 5 feet at most. You know, there was probably pads and stuff down there. But then they have at the time they would have an artist with a piece of glass in front of the lens, and he would paint in all the other stuff. So like some of those scenes where you see, you know, just legions of stormtroopers, those are paintings. A lot of those are paintings in the original. Now, of course, George Lucas has gone back and redone some of that stuff digitally, but that's how it was originally done, and it was used in all kinds of movies back in the day. And I really like matte paintings. I think it's cool. It's one of the, without understanding that idea, it's one of the reasons why I started to want to make stuff in Photoshop, was to just kind of create landscapes that I can impose myself or other people in. So matte paintings have always been cool, and so there has been something that I have been doing with AI stuff. I have been utilizing some of the free AI art stuff and then repurposing it, adding, subtracting, just kind of working with what the AI art has, because now I'm getting very interesting new versions of art that I've already been making, but with a little bit of a different touch. Now I know there's a big conversation to be had about AI and art and stuff like that, and I am of two minds about it. I think it can be very helpful for people. Like, sorry, just tighten that up again. I think that for example, young artists that don't have financing for things, you can use AI for a lot of things. You can use it to like storyboard. You can use it for landscape stuff. To kind of, you can even use AI to like I was saying, for storyboarding. You can use it to pitch ideas, and then you bring in other artists or whoever to work on those ideas. Oh, excuse me. I'm just getting a little fidgety here. So I think there's a benefit to some of the AI art, but I also understand there's bigger conversations about, well, the AI is taking stuff that already exists. So you might get something that is just a stolen ripoff of a specific artist or something like that. And I do try to be conscious of those types of things. However, I am an artist, and I want to utilize some of the tools in front of me. So I do have a series that I'm working on. It's not just one. There's a couple. Some of them might even turn into album covers. I like them that much. But there's some new stuff that I've been working on. So this year, I would expect to have a couple of new styles up too. Something that's a little bit reminiscent of my style that you're used to seeing. Maybe a little bit more refined in some places, and trying new things in others. And then, like I said, you'll have some stuff in the graphic design, more in the graphic design realm, I would say, than the matte painting style, which is kind of the two styles of art that I do when it comes to Photoshop. There's a little, again, I don't consider myself a graphic designer at all, but there is a little bit of that I do feel like I'm getting better at too. So anyways, I don't know why I'm breathing so hard right now. I do this, I think, during the show sometimes. Let me take a sip of this Pepsi here. Pepsi, if you're watching. Coke's better. I'm just kidding. I drink both. I don't drink. I used to have a pretty recently had a pretty gnarly issue with. I wouldn't say issue. I was just drinking a lot of Coke, Coca-Cola. I would get I don't know, a bunch of them and drink them all. I don't drink coffee, and so when I need caffeine, it usually comes from a soda. And so yeah, I liked Coke for a long time when I was. I mean, I still like Coke. I don't play favorites anymore, but I also drink less of it than I used to. I drink mostly. You guys have seen, if I drink a soda these days, it's like a squirt or something. I do get a Coke here and there if I'm out at a restaurant or something. Yeah, I don't drink caffeine very, very often. I don't drink coffee at all. I've had 3 cups in my whole life. But yeah, it's mostly bubbly water at this point. It's been better on my teeth for sure. And was it a year and a half ago, I think now, I had one of the worst days of my life was, I had 4 or 5 dental procedures in one day, including, what was it? There were so many things that happened. I had an extraction, which sucked. I had 2 caps, which wasn't as bad, but also my mouth was numb as hell because they were doing the extraction. And then I had a root canal, all in one day. And after those first 3 or 4 procedures that I had, the dentist that I used, they don't do root canals there, so I had to go to an oral surgeon. So I had to drive with my mouth all numb. After what was it? I think about 5 hours. After about 5 hours doing the first batch of stuff, then I had to drive over with my mouth bloody and just numb. I had such a hard time communicating to get over to this other place for a root canal. I left my house that day at, I think it was 11 a.m., 10 or 11 a.m., and I got home after 6 p.m. It was a long, long day. It sucked. I don't wish that upon on anybody. So take care of your teeth, yo. That's all. It's a longer story, but it's not that I didn't take care of my teeth. I could have been better, but also working at jobs where 10 years ago they were salaried jobs, you could support a family. Sorry, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, you could support a family, buy a house, do all that kinds of stuff. I couldn't afford rent, and I couldn't afford like dental care, working at some of the TV stations that I worked at. So I finally got that taken care of, and it's great. So less sodas and more bubbly water, or just water in general. Actually, it may seem that that's all I drink. I have 3 Nalgene bottles that I keep in constant rotation, and I drink probably 2.5 to 3 of them a day, including bubbly water. Or not including like bubbly water, or every once in a while having like a sweet soda or something like that. Like you guys see sometimes I'll drink Squirt. I like Squirt. It's a good one. Squirt's problematic though, because it's those cans are so tiny and they're so sweet that you drink one, you want more. But I've been good. Let's see. What else do I have on my docket today? New art that's coming up. I don't have like release dates for any of that stuff. Again, just subscribe to my Instagram and you'll see when that new art stuff pops up. Also, it's a good indication of if you're on Instagram regularly, you'll see when I post stories. I don't do it every day. I should be a little bit better with that, but you'll see when I post up like those real history videos. I've been off with those because I didn't know quite how to release them as reels. I didn't know if I should do all 3 or one at a time, which I'm doing one at a time now, and it seems like people are appreciating a little bit more. But the first 3 reels, or the first 2 reels that I posted up, they were 3 videos in one, and then when I switched to the 1 video per reel, I didn't go back and repost those other ones that were like second and third in the reel. They're there, but I would like to catch up to how I release, because it's a little bit messy. I do like to put them up as stories and put them up on YouTube shorts on Sundays. And what's been happening is the week prior, or couple of weeks prior, wherever I'm at in my release, those ones come out on Tuesdays right now. So it's like you get the newest one on Sunday, and then you get one from like a week or 2 previous the next day. So I'm trying to fix that. I just don't like posting the same. What I hate looking at in my Instagram feed is the same like video format or same thing over and over. So like I'm not going to stick to this every post, but I do prefer to have like one of those shorts or a reel, and then like a Photoshop, and then maybe something else, and then another one. They're starting to stack up. That's okay. That's just my OCD, I guess. But those are all there. So follow the Wild Dinosaur Instagram. I just did like 20 minutes on plugging my website and Instagram, which is fine. You guys should all go follow me there. Sorry, I am a little low energy today for some reason. I started off okay. which is why I'm drinking the Pepsi. It's hoping to get a little caffeine, but I don't know that it's going to work. I should have drank this like an hour ago. Let's see. New art. I did mention new music. There's going to be some new stuff from Wild Dinosaur this year. I am debating something. If you listen to me or me and Pat talk about the creation of the last New Pants record, you probably heard me say that I had like 4 or 5 other tracks that I presented to Pat originally that was gonna be the second New Pants record before we ditched all of that and went the other direction with it. There's one song that's like pretty close. Oh man, this is a song that I've had for a long time. I've even had lyrics for this. It's weird for me to have a song with like lyrics and stuff, and it's probably 3 or 4 years old now. I've been working on it for a really long time. Maybe it's about 3 years old. Working on it for a long time. Haven't released it. I'm still trying to re-record some stuff, but it's this like funkier song, something that I haven't really put out before. And I was gonna put this on this other record, this little EP that I was thinking about doing. But honestly, I kind of want to toss all of those songs, use them for like library music, for backgrounds for stuff, and then release this one song, maybe re-record some stuff and remix it, and then or mix it and master it, and then release it as a single like I have the last 2 songs, No Friends on This Planet and Smell the Rain. I'm thinking about doing that and then putting out my big record, which definitely not done. If I was to guess where I'm at in the process of that, I would say I'm 30 to 40% on that. I think I have the majority of the track listing. Not all of the songs are complete musically. And then one of the reasons this record particularly is taking me so long, this one started in my head about 5 years ago. I recorded one of the songs when I was still living in Sacramento, and then I moved back here. And at one point, I had this thought of like, you're not playing guitar, you're not using any of this stuff, you should just sell it. And then you're like, and then I had the moment of like, you haven't done anything you wanted to do musically, so I just got back at it, and I've put out music since then. I've put out a couple of things since then, including New Pants. But this is the record that I envisioned. Or initially for myself, talking myself out of quitting playing guitar. So I do have a loose structure on this record, and I need to do. Sorry, it might look like I'm staring off. I'm staring at a whiteboard that I have on my wall. That's just stuff to do. I have it listed in music, videos, website stuff, and Jon Does. Just, to-do lists, stuff like that. Commander Chris Stringer. What's up? What's up? Are you new? Are you new to the channel? What's going on? Welcome. I was just not venting. I was just talking about all my artistic endeavors. I'm working on music. And, that's something that's going to be happening. Sorry, this is a little bit slower of a day than I usually. I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, dude, that's a sweet ass stash. Thank you, appreciate it, Chris, Commander Chris. Were you one of the ones that tried to kill Grogu? Were you in that legion of stormtroopers, Commander? Anyways, yeah, I've been, I'm having a little bit of a identity crisis when it comes to the entertainment stuff that I've talked about, typically in this channel. I would if I could. Oh, so it was you? What was you trying to go after Grogu? Trying to murder the children? I do have stuff to talk about because, and I don't know if you're here because of the title of the episode or anything like that. I've had some conversations about. I mean, I like everybody, I have my own things that I enjoy. Star Wars and Marvel have been some of those things, but I just don't really want to talk about them much these days. I'm doing my own stuff. Look, I enjoy it. Everybody's got their opinions. I don't really care about it anymore. Wouldn't be an Imperial if I wasn't killing aliens. Well, that's true. The Imperials were pretty racist, I guess. Species? Yeah, racist. Species, dumbass. Yeah, just getting a little... I'm getting a little bit tired of, like, defending positions and stuff, because, like, who cares? Just like what you like. And also, there's, like, so much problematic stuff going on right now within the news, especially around Star Wars and Marvel. I just, like, it's a mess. I don't really care. I'm not trying to defend them or anything like that. If you don't like it, that's fine. No sweat off my brow. Is that how you say that? I don't know. Anyways, you brought up the stash. Look, I'm moving into my full on Mario phase of life, and I shouldn't even say that because my favorite color is green, so I'm moving into my Luigi stage in life. It's me, Johnny-O. It's cool. No, it's cool. I dipped a long time ago. I just stay in the community. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I think one of the conversations that I've had around, like, Star Wars and Marvel stuff is just, like, there's so much of it that it's tiring. It gets tiring. And not to say that everyone should have expected Star Wars to take a dip when Disney acquired Lucasfilm. I think they have good intentions ultimately, or want to have good intentions ultimately around the property. But man, there's so many there's so many projects, and like I've been watching Bad Batch. The last 2 episodes were the best of the season, I think. There's 16 episodes, and episode 13 is when they started telling their story, which is frustrating to me. But you know, not everything's gonna work, and you just move on. You know, it's totally cool. But I'm gonna do a quick commercial break, and when I come back, it's only a 40-second commercial break. But when I come back, I do have a couple of things I want to talk about, because I have watched some things that are not Star Wars or Marvel related. So stick around, and I'll see you in like 40 seconds.
I'm Richard's Pet Wedding Facilities, and I give these stickers away at every pet wedding. The kids love them too.
This bag from, what's his name? Wild Dinosaur? Weren't they all wild? Why not oxymoron? Anyways, I like to put my special things in this bag. Plus, I'm pretty sure this is my spirit animal.
Life gave me lemons, so I sold them for this sweet baseball tee.
Lifestyle guru, Dark John. Oh boy. Anyways, I hope you're still here. I was just reading your comment, Commander Chris. Yeah, I also feel like they changed the style. I miss the old 2000s edge to Star Wars. I mean, people can like what they want. I'm just like underwhelmed. I think there's a lot of eras of Star Wars, and I don't know. I'm not feeling one thing or another so much. I do like The Mandalorian. I think it's one of the better things that Disney has done. But I think underwhelmed is a perfect encapsulation of I think how a lot of people feel with both Marvel and Star Wars. Marvel more recently, Star Wars probably since I don't know. Everyone's got their own litmus test of where Star Wars went bad. Some people, it's Disney. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I come from. I was born the year after Return of the Jedi, so I grew up mostly watching the original trilogy. I was a little underwhelmed when the prequel trilogy came out. I've grown to like those a little bit more because there's context from other source material or from other material like Clone Wars and stuff like that. Those are the only reasons why I've grown to like them a little bit more. But you know, I also I know a couple people that Jar Jar is their favorite character, so whatever. Republic Commando put hair on my chest. Get my sexuality. Oh man. Oh. Oh. You know, I can't say that I didn't have a little bit of a sexual awakening when I watched Return of the Jedi for the 19 millionth time, I guess. I you know, oh boy, I'm gonna get in trouble for that. But okay, look, I gotta move on because I've had too many Star Wars conversations recently. But I do want to talk about some things coming out and some stuff that I already watched before I end the episode. Usually these shows, by the way, Chris, these shows usually go about an hour, maybe a little bit longer if I have somebody on, and not every episode is about like entertainment news. Friday I'll have another episode. Wednesdays and Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific time is when I go live. Wednesdays and Fridays are usually like what I kind of call my after dark episodes. Sometimes my buddy Pat's here. Sometimes, was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago? I did some live music. I'm a musician and artist and stuff too, so I did some live music on Friday. I had my guitar plugged in over here and it's still mic'd up, ready to go. So I might do some more of that on Friday. But there was a trailer that I want to talk about a little bit. That was the Renfield trailer. Yeah, dude, subscribe. Yeah, appreciate it. I always like new people joining. And again, I'll talk about movie stuff. I'm finishing up a directing certificate, so movies are definitely still part of my life, and but I think I am moving a little bit away from as much talk about like trying to break down movies and stuff like that. But anyways, there was this new trailer. It's the final trailer for Renfield that came out, which I remember seeing the first trailer for it a couple of months ago. I talked about it on the show. Yeah, let me pull up the IMDb here so I can read the synopsis out loud. Actually, it's just like a half a sentence. Dracula's henchman and an inmate at the what? Why is this? Okay, that's not even a full synopsis. What the hell? That was a weird, awkwardly put together sentence. It just this is what it said. This is on IMDb. Dracula's henchman, an inmate at the lunatic asylum. That's all it says right there in the title. So I'll scroll down to the synopsis. R.M. Renfield, Nicholas Hoult, decides to leave his centuries-long line of work as a henchman and familiar to Count Dracula, who's played by Nicolas Cage, and finds a new lease on life in modern-day New Orleans when he falls in love with a feisty, yet perpetually aggressive traffic cop named Rebecca Quincy, who's played by Awkwafina. So that's a weird synopsis for a movie. I liked it already. Sorry, there's more. Dude directing is sick, but I wanted to get my hands in writing, so I got a master's in English. Oh, nice. I was in a theater my whole life, so I like movies, but never directed. Yeah, directing's weird. It's it's less creative. I mean, it's fully creative, but it's a little bit less creative than you think because it's more managing. So yeah, you gotta like, you gotta practice talking to people, and I think I need to do more of that, to be honest. But yeah, if you're interested, the reason I'm not a big school person. I decided to not go back to school. I tried college for a little bit, and it didn't work out for me. And I'd been really hesitant with school, but during the pandemic, I did find tons and tons of programs that were accessible. I'm doing it through the UCLA extension. There are certificates, and the majority of the classes were all remote. So there were like, the standard class is pick a night. Sometimes they're on weekends, not always. Most of the classes that I've had are Monday, Tuesday classes from like 7 to 10, I think it was. I work in suicide, so I talk to a lot of people. I'm gonna be real, as someone who has a master's, it isn't worth it. Yeah, I know a bunch of people with masters, and the job environment is rough. It's rough. But that's pretty sweet. So, I mean, I'm sure it's a really tough job, but you work in suicide prevention. That's an admirable job. I think that's pretty awesome of you. So again, welcome. Yeah, directing's fun. My classes have been cool too. I don't know if you want to listen to me go off on my directing classes too much, but I've met some. Nothing good is made alone, you know, and so it's been nice to meet other people that are trying to be creative and want everybody else to succeed too, because that's the thing with Hollywood is there's the business side of things, and then there's the creative side of things. And a lot of the creatives want other creatives to succeed, because if they succeed and you're friends with them, they might hire you. That's just kind of how that works. But I don't know, man. Directing's cool. Suicide prevention, that's pretty important, though. So again, that's really awesome of you to have that. As a job, it's important, and I know mental health is a lot of people are suffering. Myself included. At times, I've dealt with bouts of depression and things like that. And it's nice. It's always good if anybody's having issues like that. It's always good to talk to people. I liked to my outlets were to throw myself into art. So that's one of the reasons why I make so much stuff, is like, you got to do something with your emotions, instead of, hurting yourself or other people. Put them into your art, make cool stuff out of it. But all right. So yeah, this Renfield movie's coming out. I guess I don't really have a whole lot to talk about, other than, like, it just looks stupid. It's another Nicolas Cage movie. Nicholas Hoult and Nicolas Cage. Not to say that either one of them is bad. I actually think Nicolas Cage is a great actor. He just doesn't always utilize certain parts of that. Like, did he? I don't remember. Did he win an Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas, or I think he won that Oscar. I can't remember. I don't necessarily follow award ceremonies to that degree. But I mean, like, Ben Schwartz is in this movie. Ben Schwartz is in Renfield, and Jean-Ralphio himself. There's just not enough of him in this world, in my opinion. I think he's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, a movie about this movie is ultimately about toxic relationships, which is cool. To put it in the context, I mean, toxic relationships are not cool. If you're in one, please talk to somebody. But this idea is, turning Renfield, the familiar, into his own person and becoming his own thing. And again, it's Nicolas Cage, Nicholas Hoult, and Aquafina and Jean-Ralphio. So you're gonna get some stuff. Oh, Brandon Scott Jones is in this as well. I didn't know that. He is. I've seen him in a handful of things, but the one thing that I can place him in is he's in the American version of Ghosts, which is a great show. If you haven't watched Ghosts, I highly suggest it. It is originally a BBC show. Not all of them. There was a new season. It's not out on HBO Max yet, but the other 3 seasons are on HBO Max. And then there's a CBS version, an American remake, if you will, North American remake of Ghosts. And actually, I kind of like both of them. They're both a little different. Excuse me. I do prefer the BBC version a little bit more. But all of the people that play ghosts are writers. In the BBC version, I think all of the ghosts are writers, and they're all executive producers in the CBS version. And I think even some of them pop up here or there. But yeah, Ghost is hilarious. I really like Ghost. I've been waiting for the 4th season of Ghosts on HBO Max for a while. I don't know if it's coming out to HBO Max. I don't know what the deal is with BBC and HBO. Nick Cage can master exaggeration and absurdity. I do think because of this, he isn't able to be taken seriously. It's like if Adam Sandler tried drama. Well, I think Adam Sandler has won some people over in drama with... I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen Uncut Gems, but I always kind of assumed it was a little bit more dramatic. I think his character is probably... maybe something I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen that. And then there was... well, there's been a couple of things, but I do see your point there, and I do think that partly because of the stuff that Nicolas Cage has done is one of the reasons why he's not taken seriously. I mean, there's just YouTube videos out there, and I've seen them since, I don't know. I think I remember seeing Nicolas Cage YouTube montages as early as like 2007, something like that, where it's just like clips of him from The Wicker Man or 80s movies he was in. What was the vampire one he was in? It's not Once Bitten. Was it just Date with a Vampire or something like that? No, I can't remember what it was called. But that one is weird. He is so weird in that movie. I watched it one time, and like his therapist is I don't know, he's just got some I can't do him justice. You're gonna have to go watch those movies or some of those montages, I guess. Let's see. I do like Wicker Man. I'll be honest. There's so many movies that I have missed, and both versions of Wicker Man. Actually, no, I did see the original version of Wicker Man when I was like 13, I think, something like that. I don't remember. I've watched so many movies in my life, and I don't remember them all. My memory is garbage, but also, yeah, I don't know. A large portion of my life consuming movies has also been consuming cannabis products as well. So there's that, and sometimes you fall asleep. Real quick, there's 2 other things I want to talk about. This is something I'll keep short as well. But there was a trailer that I thought looked kind of weird too. I've talked about a show in the past on Netflix called Warrior Nun, which was just batshit. It's based on a comic series, I think, and yeah, it's about like demon hunting nuns. And there was 2 seasons on Netflix. The second season came out a handful of months ago. It's ridiculous. I liked it though because I like stuff that would be considered bad sometimes. And I liked Warrior Nun. It was cheesy. It's on Netflix. But it was fun. And there's a new show that I saw advertised. I saw this trailer last week, I think, and that was this one called Miss Davis. And this is going to be on Peacock on April 20th. Speaking of cannabis, 420, bro. It's like the nerdiest bro ever. 420, a brosif. I think I've watched 40 movies in my entire life. I remember when I was 14, my mom cooked pot brownies. She said, "Oh, they have medicine." I was like, "This bitch is lying. I hate them all." That's that's pretty funny. I mean, I'm sorry. That's something that like that's something I would expect my roommates in college to do or something like that. They're like, "Oh, we made brownies. They're really delicious. Oh, you want to try one? Yeah, that's really good. Oh, this is delicious. Here, have another. Have another. Have another." But yeah, Miss Davis. It might be one of those shows you might want to eat some brownies too. But it looks weird. It's Betty Gilpin. I'm a fan of Betty Gilpin. Sorry, I was not listening to Rush recently. I am a fan of Betty Gilpin. I first was introduced to her in Orange Is the New Black. What's that one? Glow. She was one of the co-leads in Glow, alongside Alison Brie. And Mark Maron. I actually only watched the first season of that one. It was really good, but it was one of those shows that I was just like, I like this, and then I just didn't go back to it when it came back. But I liked her. I liked her in that, and then I did see parts of what was that? The Hunt that people were talking about a handful. It was about a year or two ago, where it was like, what was it? It was like, I think the premise was like these liberals were hunting conservatives or something like that, and people were up in arms about it. I saw a little bit of that, and I don't know. I'm a fan of her, and I want to see her do more overall. And so yeah, this Miss Davis one's coming out, and the reason I brought up Warrior Nun is because this show is kind of, here's the tag. This is the one sentence synopsis here. A nun goes to battle against an all-powerful artificial intelligence known as Miss Davis. So yeah, the nun here is Betty Gilpin, and she's I think when I first saw the trailer, it was basically presented as this nun looking for the Holy Grail. But as they show a little bit more, and as I've read a little bit more, I actually didn't know there was this technical element where she was chasing down this AI thing, or this intelligence, this artificial intelligence. I guess I missed that the first time. It wasn't until I was reading the synopsis. But this is, I don't know. I love this. I love this. I want to respect people's religions, but I also like it when when you can, use religions to tell different stories, like fiction. I'm gonna steer clear to. I'm not gonna say too much about fact or fiction and religion, but I don't know. I'm also the type of person that's like, I'm not definitely stuck to source material when it comes to making stuff. I'm not a well, they did it in the comics, so they should do it in the movie. I actually kind of get annoyed with that. I like it when there's adaptations, well done adaptations, but it doesn't have to be exactly like the source material. Which, speaking of, I'll touch on this last thing real quick, which was the thing that I said that I watched in the title here that wasn't Star Wars, because I'm sure everyone's excited to find out what it was. It's this is debatable, but I will say that is what show I'm about to talk about is probably a bit step down in quality from some of the other stuff. But that is Shadow and Bone. I have been watching Shadow and Bone. I watched the first season when it came out. I never read the books or anything like that. Again, source material. I'm not attached to it. I don't care if it's like the source material. I care if it's a good story. And I just finished the second season, which came out last week. And it's pretty good. Look, I think Netflix has a very specific quality when it comes to making a lot of these. College made you read that book. Interesting. I thought they were. I mean, aren't they young adult stuff? I wouldn't expect that to be. Well, I guess college is different. There's not like set curriculum reading stuff. I can imagine it was probably a specific assignment through that professor. But yeah, I didn't read these books, so I wasn't really attached. And they're fine. It was free. Okay, yeah, it's young adult literature. There's a lot of it though. I mean, like I'm sure some professors out there have had people read like The Hunger Games or other YA stuff. Ender's Game, I guess. I think I remember a friend telling me that they had to read Ender's Game for something. Like a philosophy class. Philosophy classes are so weird. Sometimes when I did philosophy in my junior college, we had to watch like South Park episodes. It was strange. Anyways, Shadow and Bone. Again, I'm not attached to the source material, but I think the show's okay. There's some shoddy CG here and there, and like this is one of those shows that just because CG it doesn't always hit doesn't mean something's just not good because of it, in my opinion. And I took philosophy and it was taught by a retired cop. Okay. That's an interesting professor. I had a smelly hippie who literally didn't shower and didn't wear shoes for my philosophy teacher. We had the exact opposite. So some of the CG is not great. I do think Netflix has a specific kind of like quality that they have when they release. I've watched a lot of like fantasy stuff, fantasy and sci-fi stuff on Netflix, and a lot of it seems kind of similar in how they produce their graphics, I guess. And there was definitely parts of the show of Shadow and Bone. I almost called it Skull and Bone. Shadow and Bone, where like people are doing magic, and like the CG wasn't like bad, but it was done in such a way that it pulled you out a bit, so you were like, okay, I can definitely tell that person is just on a set doing this, and then they put the like magic in front of them, this was a show where I had a few of those moments where I'm like, yeah, you're definitely just like, hoo, 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 hoo. And the sound guy's like, stop making noises, it's ruining the takes. And they're like, can you take it out? And they're like, no. So you're like, they have to like tape your mouth, or they do the Henry Cavill thing, and they just like put a new mouth on you in CG because you keep going. It's like Obi-Wan, or Ewan McGregor talked about when he was doing Obi-Wan in the prequels, he could not do the like when he was doing his lightsaber, and they had to like constantly tell him to stop. Yeah, that's what it felt like. It's funny stuff, but the show's pretty good. Ben Barnes, who's been in a bunch of stuff, he was Prince Caspian in the Chronicles of Narnia movies like 10, 15 years ago, whenever that was. And he was also, I think, the main villain. Was it in the Punisher? I think it was the first Punisher season. On Netflix, the Jon Bernthal one. He's a good actor, but definitely has those moments of like, yeah, I don't know. And I think there's moments in this with him where he's a good villain, but it's like it's a little bit of overacting in some of it. See Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee get to moan for 5 minutes of a fight, but Obi-Wan can't make the buzz. I know, right? I mean, if you were playing a Jedi, wouldn't you do that too? I would be doing it every time I swung that, and they would absolutely look. I don't have you know, like a Mission Impossible movie to shoot, so I could shave, but I wouldn't, just so have to put a new mouth over mine. I'm like, in my theoretical lightsaber battles that I have in these Star Wars movies that I'm in that don't exist, my mouth is actually just like a shark mouth or something like that, or like a bear jaw, like rah. Just put Cocaine Bear's head over mine. Oh man, I wonder if the Cocaine Bear made the fake like noises when he did cocaine on set, you know, because that bear was probably actually doing cocaine on the set of Cocaine Bear. That's the thing about bear actors, is there's just such a cocaine problem in Hollywood when it comes to bears. I mean, look, the bear from The Revenant had such a promising career ahead of him until the whole coke problem took him out of the business. I mean, you haven't seen that bear back. Yeah, that bear in Cocaine Bear, that's not the bear from The Revenant. Different bear. Just saying. When I shave, I look like Epstein, and I don't need that. Oh, man. Nobody needs that. Oh. I'm sorry. Yeah, nobody needs that. Anyways, let's see. It's almost 7 o'clock. Do I have anything else I really want to talk about? Oh yeah, there's so Shadow and Bone's okay. If you like you know, middle of the roads fantasy stuff, I'd check out Shadow and Bone. It's okay. There's definitely worse stuff. There's probably better stuff too. I liked it better than Willow. I like Shadow and Bone better than Willow. Because that series could have been better. Let's see. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about is there's a show I haven't watched yet. It was one of those things I hadn't put on Netflix in a while, and then I remembered that Shadow and Bone was out, and I was like, I'll try it out. And I turn on Netflix, and the first thing that pops up was a show called Agent Elvis, which I hadn't seen before. It's a new animated show where apparently Elvis is some sort of like secret agent. It's like adult animation. It looks pretty brutal and kind of funny. The book made me take a 2-hour dump after I was done reading it. The show's probably better. I mean, maybe. Everybody's got their own take on content these days, and you know, stuff works for. Some stuff works for people, some stuff doesn't. I just never learned to read, ultimately. They're like, hey, look, see Spot run, and I was like, where? Where is he running to? And also, who is saying this? And they're like, it's in the book, and I was like, I don't see that. I just see a dog and some, like, hieroglyphics over here. I'm just kidding. I always say I don't know how to read. I just don't read as much like long novels as I like to. I have so many comics I need to get to, and there's a couple of books too, including the Three-Bodied Problem. I still never read that the Fall book by Dave Simpson about the band The Fall. I'm a big fan of Marky Smith. There's a David Byrne book. I have a bunch of stuff I need to read. I just make art instead. Yeah, comics are great. I have a lot of one of my favorite comics is Saga. I don't know if you've read Saga. It's really good. And they went on hiatus for like a year, and then they put out, maybe it was like 2 years or something, and then they did another small, like they released one like volume of things, and then I think they did another small what am I saying? They went on break for like another year, but they're back, and it's been so long, I need to like catch up, and so I have like 10 volumes to read before they do another one. This is the one that I have started reading. I haven't finished it yet, but it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. This is really good. I'm digging this quite a bit, even though I'm like not very far into it. It's here. I'll read you the back. The future of New York City is dim on a high-tech urban battlefield controlled by the Foot Clan and their cybernetic soldiers. But from the wasteland outside the walls stalks a lone surviving turtle, the last Ronin, on a hopeless mission to end his family's feud once and for all. Carrying only the mementos of those he left behind, he'll join new and old allies to reclaim the sewers or die trying. Yeah, it's awesome. It's kind of like Old Man Logan for the Ninja Turtles. It's pretty sweet. I know of it. It's always next to the miniatures paint, so I can't break the mental correlation. I don't know why they put that there. All right. Oh, you read this? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not done with it. I hope you liked it. I've only heard good. That shit slaps harder than Dad's belt. Oh man, well that's good to hear. Because again, I haven't. Let me get this graphic out of there. I haven't gotten too far in it, but yeah, this book does slap so far. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That just gives me more hope to finish. It actually gives me more incentive to read this now. Is when the more and more people are like, "This is awesome," the more I'm like, "All right, dude, get your shit together." I love that shit slaps harder than Dad's belt. Chris, Commander Chris Stinger, I appreciate you being here. This was fun interaction. Sorry, it's just putting the comic back. It's been a fun interaction. I really hope you subscribe, and I hope you stick around, because I like to have fun here, and I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm trying to do more stuff, just in general. Still kind of working on the formatting of the show a little bit. I've done like 114 episodes, and a lot of it for a while was just talking about Marvel and Star Wars, and it's fine. But I want to move past that a bit. So again, I'm trying to do more stuff, and there's plenty of stuff on the channel too that I've got too. I do music. I have some music videos. And my website also is great. Check out my website. There's links to everything there. The homepage has the last music video that I did with my buddy Pat. It's a music project. The video is kind of like a remix of Metropolis, some older movies and stuff like that, some royalty-free stuff. So yeah, check out wilddinosaur.com. I got a store there. I get some merch. I got all my art up there. I'm gonna have some more stuff coming this year. Dude, I got a music story, but it's pretty long. Well, hey, look, stick around to the Wild Dinosaur music channel. Keep joining in on these live chats. Honestly, look, here's how today went for me. I had some loose things I wanted to talk about, and then you came in, and I had a much better time talking with you about some of this stuff than some of the stuff in my rundown here. But that's how these shows go, you know. If there's things that are fun to talk about, let's keep talking about them. So what's your music story? I'll stick around for a little bit. I got another like 10 minutes or so. If you have the time, I'm gonna take my sweatshirt off. And real quick, while I'm waiting, I'll let you guys know about the fact that I'm really hungry. I'm super hungry, and I'm not sure what I'm feeling like. I don't know. Should I have a burger or I don't know, spaghetti or something? Or how about I like to have fun here with my soundboard. Oh, that was a little loud. But yeah, sorry. Anyways, Chris, I've been enjoying the interaction here, and so yeah, feel free to derail the show at any time. So yeah, it's so in middle school I chose clarinet. Basically, I just kept it at home and never brought it to practice. My teacher was pissed because I never went. Mostly because I live in New Jersey and it's dangerous to walk back. Oh, okay. I've not been to New Jersey. It's one of the states I've not ever been to. I did visit New York City one time. I'm in California, so I've only been to the East Coast a handful of times. I've been to DC a couple times. My brother was living in DC recently. Anyways, he wanted money for the clarinet and wasting his time. Man, yeah, I'd love to hit up New Jersey. I know a lot of people. Well, the stereotypical stuff that I've heard is probably, just dumb stuff. But I've also heard there's some cool stuff to do in New Jersey. I'd love to hit up was it Kevin Smith's stash? Is that still there, or did I don't remember. Anyways, he wanted money for the clarinet and wasting his time. So I need to get revenge for his Italian ass shaking down my 15-year-old ass. It's weird. I stole all the reeds before the show, and they couldn't play. He got super mad and returned it the next day. Oh, that's funny. Oh man, I was just noticing that some of the chat stuff is not coming up on the YouTube end, but it does show up on OBS. That's a shortened version. No, that's funny. That's funny. I mean, how do you expect to play clarinet without a reed? You gotta have the reeds. They just go outside and they start harvesting reeds. They're like, oh shit. Oh, that is really funny. Fucking sabotage. This is all y'all. Oh, I don't want to get claimed. Psh, Beastie Boys always coming after me. Shit. I don't have any good stories other than when I was in 4th grade. I played trumpet for a year, and if you were in band in elementary school, they just pulled you out of your normal class for like an hour to go do band, and then you'd all go to like recess or something or lunch, and then you'd come back to your normal class. So I played trumpet for like a year, and then as I got a little older, I started getting into wrestling. I haven't watched wrestling in forever, But in junior high, this was the golden age of wrestling, am I right? You know, the Attitude Era and stuff like that. So I was getting into that, and a buddy of mine's like, yeah, my friend is gonna do. It was one of those pay-per-views. He's like, we're gonna do a pay-per-view. All you gotta do is throw in like $5 or something, and bring some food or whatever. So I was like, all right, cool. So we go over to this kid's house, and we're hanging out there and everything, and then. Next thing I know, my band teacher walks in, and I'm like, what the hell? And it turned out it was her son it was her house I was at, and I had no idea. Sorry, for some reason, I don't know what's going on. I can only read part of that last one. This is not your fault. This is on me. All I see is parents said they didn't have the money, but in reality, they didn't want me swimming in ass. I mean, look, just because I'm reading this a little out of context, there's nothing wrong with swimming in ass. But I don't know why this is like doing this. Yeah, weird. Weird YouTube. All right. Well, hey, look, Chris, Commander Chris. Again, I really appreciate you finding me. I don't know how you found me. I'm curious. Did you? My music teacher separated me, and we are Spanish, just to sing in Spanish. Oh boy. Again, I appreciate you finding this channel. I'm glad you subscribed. I appreciate it. If anyone Star Wars streams, okay, cool. I'm infiltrating. I want to get people to be like, oh, what's this guy think about Star Wars? And then overhear me just like playing guitar like do 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 do. I looked it up and he was cheesing, so I clicked it. Yeah, man. Well, I'm happy. I like making. It's one of my favorite parts of making my episodes is making my thumbnails. They're so dumb. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. I think my camera is actually about to die, and I don't have a power source for it right now. So I actually need to fix that in the near future. But anyways, the battery life on these cameras is about an hour and a half or so. So again, thank you for subscribing and joining me today. I'm gonna get going here. Whoops, let me get back. I think I messed up my soundboard. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna get going here. I will be back on Friday. My buddy Pat is usually with me on Fridays. He won't be here this week, but I'm gonna be just having some fun, maybe playing some music or something like that. Yeah, again, I appreciate it. Hope you have a good Thursday, and I'll see you Friday. Have a good one. Peace out.